Hey loves, welcome Aries to your January 2020 chakra healing video. I'm very excited to start the new year and pretty much get the ball rolling. I'm sorry that it's been a little bit crazy with the holidays, so I haven't had a lot of videos up, but more are coming soon and my birthday's next week, so we're gonna have a lot of stuff happening, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to start with you guys for 2020 for the readings. I'm going to be doing them in order, starting with Aries, and you guys have kind of a lot of stuff going on, and we're just going to talk about it. So these are the oracle cards that I pulled for you guys, and we're going to talk about that in a bit, but I want to first talk about your chakras and what's actually going on in your chart, like your energetic spaces. For the bottom of the deck for you guys have the Nine of Wands and the Moon, and I definitely know that this is in reflection of this right here, but for the most part I feel like you guys are, well, I'm going to tell you which card is which. So starting with the root chakra, we have the Fool in reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the sacral chakra. Solar plexus, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Heart chakra, Ace of Pentacles. Throat chakra, the Seven of Swords in reverse. Third eye, Four of Cups. And the crown chakra, we have the Ten of Swords and the Four of Wands. So I feel like there's a lot of things going on for you guys this month, but I do feel like you guys are continuing an intention that you set for yourself in 2019, and I can see that with the Fool being in reverse. There are some things that you have set in motion for yourself to continue working on this year and throughout this month. That's not necessarily new or fresh, but you're still pushing through it. So this is not necessarily a new thing, but you're still pushing through it. You're still manifesting through it. You're still working on it. That's why it came up that way. You're still actively manifesting it through your heart chakra, calling it in, putting in the time that you need, and the universe is really assisting you with that. You are going to be getting that assistance that you need. If this is school or this is work or something not necessarily in the realm of relationships, I can see how, well, it could be as well, because in the physical realm, then you have been putting the work that you needed to put in. If you said you were going to do something, you are actively trying to make those changes, and I can see that in your energy for the month of January. And you are getting the universal assistance. You are also taking advantage, even if you don't know that you are, of a lot of the transits are going to be happening this month. They're going to affect you in a very interesting way. There is an element of divine timing with the Wheel of Fortune in your sacral space for this month, because it's almost like if you get stuck, or if you get, in a place where you feel like you can't progress through what you've been working through, you'll see something shift in order to put you in the right place. So there's still some aspect of divine timing happening here. So as far as like your lower chakras, they all look really well, but once we pass that midway point from your heart chakra this month into your upper chakras, that's when it gets a little bit complicated. And I feel like right now you guys are very much focused in healing the divine masculine aspect, that physical realm, the stuff that are going on around you, being financially stable, having, if you've been working on building a brand, or like in the realm of being an entrepreneur in any way, you're really putting in the time to develop those areas. However, there's a lot of healing that needs to happen with your throat, your third eye, and your crown chakra, because I feel like the reason why you guys have been putting all of your energy into like work, and all of your energy into like anything other than emotional healthy, and like a healthy emotional life, or your mental life as well, is because you're really trying to focus on the physical realm right now. And I mean, hey, it works because at the same time, you know, the sun is in Capricorn, very earthy, very good time to be focusing on physical realm stuff. But at the same time, you can't forget about this because this is where you're getting your direction. Even though you have set an intention of where you're pushing through, you still need to keep in mind that connection to the divinity, why you need to make sure you're speaking the way you like the focus that you need. And I do feel like this month, Aries, your words are not going to betray you, but just be mindful still of the intentions that you set. Don't speak ill of yourself or what's coming, or like your body, your mental health, none of that. Don't speak ill. This month is not a really good time to speak ill, just because it would just be very reflective. It's almost like you would kind of trip over yourself within the moment of you doing this to yourself. So you're best off really keeping it honest this month. Don't lie. If you feel like you're in a position where you feel like you want to, don't lie. Just don't say anything. You guys are really good at not saying things or not saying much sometimes. So you guys can use your throat chakra with discernment this month. But if you're being like kind of pushed into a corner, just don't say anything. Just walk away, go chill, detach. I just feel like you guys are really just more focused on anything but, like, you're focusing on the journey and you're focusing on the physical realm, but you're not focusing on your emotions or your mind. And this is why, like, your crown chakra is looking the way you want, like the way it's looking. It has the 10 of swords and the 4 of wands, which is really, it's almost like a mirroring, because while your crown chakra is not necessarily like the energy of it, it's almost like a defeat is why you've gotten pushed to this level. There's something about life, something about your purpose, something about what's happened, the way it's happened, the way everything's gone down, that it's a little bit feels like it's a defeat. But at the same time, you want to get to that point of your journey where you're happy, you're celebrating, you achieve the thing, you are in that great place, you're just a little bit more relaxed and you can enjoy yourself for all the work you put into it. But right now it's just like there's a disconnect with why you need to do what you need to do. So there is some crown chakra healing, third eye healing that also needs to take place, especially with the 4 of cups in reverse, because it's almost like at this point you either know what's coming, or it's coming in a way where you're not necessarily upset about it. You're just kind of going with the flow, going with the motions of the thing, but you are getting a lot of spiritual assistance as well. But it's in this way where it's not from pushing you to the point where you're just upset or you're just at your edge of the game and you don't want to kind of keep going anymore. It's at a point where you're just like, you know what, I'm kind of going with the punches. The glass is half full, not half empty. Like, I'm really trying to see this in a positive light. I know how I need to progress, so let me just do that. And I feel like you guys for this month are not trying to be necessarily in the darker aspects of yourself or lost in your thoughts, lost in your head. I feel like you guys feel like if you do think too much, you might just get a little bit down, a little bit more depressed, and kind of like funkying up with your mind space, and your emotions are just like, but I still don't have what I want yet, so what is it? So there's a lot of stuff going on with your energy, but ultimately the reason why you guys are foggy this month is because your upper chakras are not in alignment. So you really need to work on your upper chakras being in alignment for this month. Your lower chakras look okay. You guys are putting in the work. You have a sense of purpose, direction. You're calling in things into the physical realm, and you're actively getting assistance, divinely assistance, as you progress, especially throughout this month. But your upper chakras are a little bit like you're kind of like a wounded animal, like you don't know how to budge or where to go. For your oracle cards, I connected with Osset to call in your messages, and the first one that you got is abundance of the Sothis, stellar blessings of the celestial goddess of abundance, which ultimately speaks to this, because ultimately you're gonna be in this point, and you're gonna be in this point. The 4 of wands to you is something that is promised, and you guys rule the wands in all the fire signs, rule the wands in tarot. So this is something that is promised to you. This is something that you know is part of your journey. Right now it feels like things are internally not necessarily their best, and this is why I really came up this way, because it's why you guys are working on your success and achieving all of these things. You are also a little bit beat up. You're a little bit beat up. There's kind of like, I feel like on a spiritual level you guys are a little bit beat, but this is exactly the answer to it. Enter the chamber of healing, healing in the divine chamber of the Lady Isis. You guys are actively healing this specific lifetime in a way where you're actually being able to call in the abundance that belongs to you. And it's just about putting in the work. Even though it feels like you've been to the ringer, you've been through a lot of things. Yes, you've been through a lot of things, but there's a reason why you've had to go through the way you went through it. There's a lot of things that are not yet revealed to you, but you just need to kind of keep going with emotions. If you know that this is your future, then you need to continue to just walk as it is yours and continue to work and put in the time that you need to, so when it comes you are proud, you are you feel good, you feel like you've achieved what you wanted, like you were successful. There's a lot of stuff like going on with you guys, as far as like you guys are healing a lot of it. It's like healing the physical realm and that root chakra, the divine masculine energy. But when it comes to healing, it also deals with your emotions and your mind. So there is a kind of connection to success and being able to receive this, because if your crown chakra is like you're super depressed and super like down on yourself and all of these things, but at the same time you have the energy of, yeah, but I know I'm meant to do more. I know I'm meant to be more. I know this is where I'm supposed to go. Then that is your inner knowledge and your inner self telling you, hey, you need to heal this. These two things cannot live. This type of duality cannot live within you in this way. You cannot not constantly beat yourself up to being the worst of yourself, and then also pray and wish and want and work towards being the best. You have to constantly address and heal that part of yourself which is kind of bringing you down to these places, and that's where the Seven of Swords comes in. And this is why I'm not surprised that the two other cards that you guys got was Shadow and Truth. So there is definitely, when it comes to the throat chakra, you guys cannot lie. I challenge you not to lie for this month. It's just, if you lie, it's going to turn into this. And the shadow really, what it does is that it follows you around. It creates these type of experiences where you're like traumatized, you feel guilty about saying that. It's in your head like a year later, and then ultimately, what does that mean? That you need healing and that you need to heal that situation. So there is kind of like this, don't lie, be honest with yourself, be truthful with yourself, understand what that does to your spirit, to your energy, to your body, to your mind. When you're in your truth, you're able to really walk a lot more stronger and a lot more like empowered throughout your journey. But when you're not, it just becomes a shadow and it just haunts you, and then you need to come back to this and get the healing before you can get the abundance. So it's just like this focus on honesty, and that includes being honest with yourself, that includes being honest with other people, that includes saying no if you want to say no. Like if you don't want to do something and somebody's trying to force you to do, if you try to say yes even though you know the answer is no, it's gonna come back to bite you. So just don't do it this month. Focus on your upper chakras for your healing this month. That's where the focus should be. And that is your reading for January 2020. Okay? I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I'm really excited. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, and because we're going to be doing the community spell very soon. And I will see you in the next video.